The subject is the sensation of fear of being judged
Okay.
by my family.
Okay, very good. Who wants to take this case? No one's there to take this case? Hello? One courageous volunteer? No way, guys. I cannot believe it. Okay, you're not ready yet then, okay? If you're not ready yet. But it's an easy case. No? I cannot convince you?
No, review with us a little bit, and then we can take
Yes,
it.
I will be with you. I will be with you. I will be with you. You won't be alone. I just
I
want
think we're
someone
all like,
to
what's
talk.
step one? What do you mean? The quantum.
No, I will be with you. I'm not expecting from you to resolve the whole case alone. I will be with you all the steps just to show you what question to ask. Okay? Who want to do it?
Something you
Devin,
should. You didn't do the work.
Devin, go ahead. You start.
Yeah, I feel like it's me.
Okay. Go ahead, Devin.
We already started this a bit.
So, listen. He's talking about the fear of being judged, and none of you wanted to actually take the case. It means that all of you have a fear of being judged.
For sure.
So it's your case of it's all of you have the same case. So you can
I was
relax.
about to say I'm not in a good place to
Okay.
ask question because I have the fear is
So
still
you
there.
are all able to relax because everybody is concerned by this fear, okay? Okay. Let's go for it. And don't worry because I'm going to be together with you. That's not the goal now is not to judge you. The goal now is to guide you through the questions and deepening of the process, okay? You're not passing the test.
Okay. But you say it's a sensation of fear and being judged by family. Do you feel this in your body? Do you have a sensation? Do you have anything that comes up?
Okay, so let me just stop 1 second. Now, Mordechai is able to tell you yes, whatever, because he's already trained, okay? But someone who comes to you won't be able to, what do you mean I feel it in my body? It's in my head, it's not in my body, right? So, in order to get this information, what do you need to do? What question can you ask to get this information? So now we are working on the step of identification, right? Okay, we are working on the identification now. He's telling you, I have a fear of being judged by my family. You think this is enough identification? It's not.
No.
Because the real identification step is to find out where this is sitting in his body and where is this coming from. Okay, because behind this fear of being judged, there is probably other fears. Okay, another series of fears. You want to get to the bottom one, because in order to shift and replace the program, you need to get to the bottom one. Okay? Now, if you don't know what is the bottom one, it's okay. You start with the one that looks like the most bottom. You make a shift there, okay? And then from that, you will have more things that are going to unfold. And then it's going to be your next step, your second step, okay? So now what you want to do is for him to be able to connect this fear with the imprints where it is sitting in his body. Okay, why? Because in the end, to do the transmutation work, to evacuate through the pipe, or to do the light work, or to do, all of this work of transmute, clear, and heal, you need to know where the imprints are in the etheric field. Because remember, the secret and the amazingness of this protocol is that we are clearing the imprint of anything that you are addressing, whether it's a fear, it's a program, it's a trauma, whatever it is, we are addressing the imprint in every layer of the etheric field. You're not now sitting in front of a psychologist that is going to address only your mental body, okay? Or only your emotional body, or energy healing that is addressing only your energy body, okay? Or a spiritual healer who is addressing only the soul aspect. You have in your hand a protocol that allow you to track this in every single layer of someone's etheric field. This is the revolution of the protocol that you're learning. Okay, so in order for you to be able to do that, you need to know, yes, what is it aware of? Then you're going to find out what is not aware of, and you're going to find out where are the physical imprints in his body that reveal you where they are sitting in the rest of the etheric field. Then you're going to be able to clear that, you understand, in the whole etheric field. And then now you know that you did a real transmutation work, a real alchemist work. Okay? And you have your guides on board. Okay? So now we are not going to do the merging together because we are just really opening up the process. But after, I want you to, when we will do exercise, we will merge with the guide, and you will see how you are able to lead a situation completely differently when you are merged with the guides. Okay, for now, we are just helping you refining the process of how to ask questions to identify properly. Okay, so this is what we're doing now. We want to identify where is this coming from. What are you asking Mr. Mordechai that never heard about this protocol, never heard of anything else? It's just, heard of you somewhere. And what can you ask him to find out where the imprint of this fear is sitting in his body?
Why do you want to address this now?
I'm meeting this in my life now. I met it before, but I'm meeting it. You don't hear? I met it in my life before, but I'm meeting it now again. With a situation of a partner that I feel that won't be accepted and will be judged, and me myself as well.
Someone has an idea how to ask the question to find out where the imprint is sitting in the body?
I would ask him to go to a moment where he has felt this way and to feel the physical sensations that this situation is
very good. So go ahead, Devin. And Devin, don't worry, it's Irene, she had recently a session. Okay, so she could remember that. Okay, so don't worry. It's fresh in her mind. Ellie, go ahead. You're good. You're on the right direction.
But it's like we said, met and meeting again. So you're saying, sorry, Irene, you're asking when
Remember
When
the
did you,
situation.
yeah, when do you remember a situation? No, that's not what you say.
No, it's like to ask Mother High to remember the situation and like to close the eyes and just bring the situation to his mind and then feel in his body the emotions and the physical sensations that are arising.
I'm just writing this down. So.
Yes, go ahead. Take your time.
So let me know if this is okay. So Mordechai, you're saying that you met this before and you're meeting it again. I'd like you to close your eyes and bring to mind when this happened before and the physical sensations that
No,
are coming.
wait.
Oh.
So you give him the time to remember the situation. Okay, otherwise, if you give him 2 instructions at once, it's too difficult. You have to give 1 instruction at the time.
Is it okay if I ask him about it? Because he said there's 2 times, met and meeting again. Is it
Yeah.
okay if I ask
You
about
can
the
ask
met?
him to tell you about the situation. It's okay to tell you about the situation. If you have enough time, you can say, describe me this situation. Okay? And if Mordechai want to describe a situation for us, he's welcome to do so. If he doesn't want, it's okay.
Mordechai, would you like to share more about the situation now that you're meeting it again?
The way I know my family, I feel they would not accept her in any way. And this is all still just a fear I hold. I haven't even got to this place of actually expressing it and seeing it in reality. And I feel it's connected to this time of life where I did meet it in my reality, with myself, not being judged about my choices, and yeah, like the sensation of being judged and then like being excluded and lonely.
Okay, so now listen, you have few more things excluded, okay,
Lonely.
and lonely. Okay, so it means excluded and separated, right? So you have 2 more things to take into consideration. Those might be different. It could be a different team. It could be one single team. Okay. So you want to note it on the side to maybe go check if there is a different imprint for that. Okay. Okay. And then you let him continue.
And if I'm checking that, am I checking that sort of to myself?
No. You will check with him later on. After you finish with the first imprint, you will ask him to think about the situation where he feels excluded and lonely to find out if there is a different imprint in his body. Okay, so now before you ask him to close his eyes to remember, you ask him, do you remember a situation? Okay, and then, so we recapitulate. Okay, first thing is, okay, I have a fear of being judged by my family. Very good. You ask him, do you remember last time that it happened or one major time when it happened? And now he's telling you the story. Yes, when my parents or whatever, my brothers, when I choose to do this and to do that, they are not able to understand me. I feel outsider, outcast, whatever. Okay? You note all the important words. Okay, this is not what he said. Okay, he didn't say outcast and outsider. Okay, he said lonely, excluded.
Mm-hmm.
Now you want to know what is the level of gravity of his feeling, if it's going to like to until the sensation of being outcast, or if it's just like, so when you want to know something and you don't want to use the words, okay, you could say, is it like this? And if you know that some is someone that is not very suggestible, you can say, is it like a sensation of being outcast? Okay. Now, if you don't know the person yet very well, you don't use very strong word. Okay. You let the person give you more information. Tell me more about this sensation of being excluded and lonely. Repeating their own word.
Okay.
Okay. That will
Repeat
that
that,
will allow
Mordechai.
you to have a bigger picture, like a more detailed picture. Okay.
Yeah.
Now
Okay.
you're still in process of deepening the questioning to have like your first feedback about his story. Okay, you
Mm-hmm.
didn't get to the real story yet. Okay, so keep going, Mordechai. Okay, you say to Mordechai, tell me more about the sensation of feeling excluded and lonely. And
Like, but tell me more about this feeling, the sensation of being excluded and lonely.
I just have a question as a student. Is like letting go of the judgment and going to like the another thing that opened, or you feel like you finished with the judgment?
no, I didn't finish. I want to know if it's linked.
Uh-huh.
So now I have something interesting, so I go with this, but I will have to come back to the judgment later if I found out that they are not really connected.
Mhm.
Okay? Go ahead, Devin.
So, Mordechai, you're saying that you're meeting this place of the fear of being judged by your family now, and you describe that it's in relationship with a partner. Do you remember a situation, a sensation when you felt this before that you could share? Being judged by your family.
Yeah, I've experienced this before with um, taking choices in my life that weren't approved by my family, thought to be the wrong way of life, and yeah, the sensation of like being shamed by them and um, just judged and not accepted, and then this time of like just being on my own, yeah, feeling also this loneliness and yeah, it's quite some time in my life.
Quite some time. When did you begin to feel this? Or notice this sensation?
Hmm. Went away quite from a young age, but then I still played the game. I didn't have the courage to do my choices. But then later when I did, so I really felt it strongly.
And was there any could you describe any event that took place?
Any what?
Any event, any specific moment?
Yeah, there's a few. I could give one. You want me to describe it?
If you would like to.
I remember this instance when I decided I'm going to the army, and I called my parents to come over to where I was studying, and I told them about my decision. And I really had to like be strong, like not asking, just like informing. And yeah, like what came up was like so many different like arguments of like, oh, you're gonna ruin the family reputation, your sister's chances to get married, like not being seen, and just like um, um, yeah, as if I wasn't like my choices were not valid, they don't exist. It's all about other people's. Um, and yeah, that's where I kind of knew that I just have to do my own thing, and I can't live my life so other people could have their fantasies.
Mhm. Now, you're here today, and I wonder if you have faced this as you're describing already, and you have heard, seen, and felt the outcome. And now you want to invite somebody else in with you, right? To present them. But you already know what you're walking into. Is there a way that we can shift? Oh, am I allowed to say this, Shab? Like, is there a way that we can, I don't know if I'm speaking too much.
Now you are actually like all it was good until now, but the last
Erica.
sentence is like you're assuming something you lost him. Did he lost you, Mordechai? On the last sentence?
Yeah. Well, I'm here, but I didn't get what he's getting at.
Okay, so you don't want to put in his mouth things that he did not say yet.
Right. I
Okay?
was reminded of something you had shared with us
So
in the
that's the thing. That's the thing.
that's
He didn't say
yeah.
that now. You understand?
Okay.
Okay. So we don't know about that.
Okay.
We don't know about that.
Um,
So what you want to go is you go with whatever he's giving you now, for the sake of the exercise, because perhaps you know other things that we don't know. Okay?
No, not even about him. I'm reminded of something that Shalva, you said about, or I think you said, it's like if we know the situation we're walking into, like we know the actors in front of us, then it's on us to prepare ourselves. Like I know how my family will react to something, but I've also been through this already, and I'm still living my life and leading my life and have the charge of my life. Now I want to present somebody that I have the expectation of the reaction. So it's about like preparing me to not go back to
Okay, but now you are skipping steps. So this thing that you're doing maybe can come towards the end. Well, at this moment, you're still at the step of identification. So you want to, so it's good that you said, when you ask him to find out, see if he can remember when this started. So this was good. You ask him to give you more information about a precise situation. He gave you information. Precise situation is good. So we have now more details that came out from this. We have, oh, I'm having to do things for others. My choices are not valid. I don't exist. You gathered more information thanks to this, and I decided that I can't live my life for others, so others can have their fantasies. Okay, so you already know that he's able to take action.
right.
But still he's suffering from the exclusion.
Right.
Is that right, Mordechai? Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not so much about changing his life or taking action because he did this. It's just about, okay, now I did this, I did that step. I don't want to feel like separated and excluded and not seen. Important, not seen.
I do feel like Levin's question, like, I feel like two things, like also like there is a part in me in this situation that still is not fully, that's still asking for a shift, or like with this choice of my life, it's there's a part within me that's not fully there.
Absolutely. Because otherwise, if you were fully there, you wouldn't suffer of it. You understand? You wouldn't suffer from the exclusion if you were fully there. It means that you started to make the choice, but you don't assume it yet completely. You assume it in reality, but in the frequency that you are holding, okay, it's a completely different story. So you want to be in a space where you feel so included and so accepting of yourself that other people don't actually have choice of not accepting you. Or if they don't accept you, it's just a reflection of their own story. It's not a reflection of me feeling rejected. Okay? Because sometimes the sensation of being rejected is completely something that is like completely subjective. Okay? It's possible that the family won't have such a huge reaction if there is no resonance. Okay? So what you want to take into consideration now is that the fact that he did the first step, that is very important, that shows that he had the courage to do it. So there's nothing to do there. What is left to do is really being able to come to a complete shift where he's in a state of full self-acceptation. Because when someone is in state of full self-acceptation, there is no suffering of exclusion, rejection, not being seen, not being accepted. And he said something very strong. He said, feeling that I was enchained by them. Okay? So that he's not free to make his own choices. So we have here very big themes. Okay? You have like in all these words, he gave you like a lot of information. So now you once you have done that, which is very good because you got all the information that you need at this point, you don't need to get more right now. What you want to do is to find out where the imprint is sitting in his body. Okay? And when I say the imprint is sitting in his body, it's not really sitting in his body. Okay? The physical body is translating The imprints that are sitting in the other layers of the etheric field, it's translating it as physical sensations. They are not really sitting in his body. Okay, unless the case has evolved so much that it started to manifest on a cellular level and started to really deteriorate the tissues. Okay? But at this stage, it's probably not the case because it doesn't have any visible physical disease. So now what you want to do is that you want to track the imprints in the body, the so-called body, okay? You're going to say the body because he at this point, you know, he's not supposed to know the whole story of the etheric field, blah, blah, okay? So what you're gonna ask him, now you can say, now I would like you to close your eyes and remember that situation, okay? And then wait for him to remember really to be there, okay? Tell him that.
Mordechai, I'd like you to close your eyes and bring to mind that day that you invited your parents to speak, to tell them about joining the army. Visualize this.
And you can even add, I want you to be there.
I want you to be there. Can I say that? I was thinking in my head, like, try to hear what you said to your parents that day.
So you can say, hear what you said to your parents. Never use the word try.
Okay.
Because when you try something, this is exactly when the mind rebel and it will give you the opposite. Understand? That's a hypnosis technique. You never use the word try. You just give orders. Especially if you have in front of you someone suggestible. And how you know that this person is suggestible? It's because you see that the person like is easygoing, is accepting the, you know, it's like, it's not like, no, but what I would like to say is, but you understand?
So hear what you said to your parents and hear their responses.
And while you are rememorating this situation,
And
I
while
would
you're,
like you to
I would like you to locate.
no, locate
To,
is too much work for them. It's
but
people who don't know that is, what do you mean locate? Tune into this body sensations that arise while you are rememorating this situation.
remembering.
Remembering.
Too strongly in my throat, like a ball in my throat. Like, I feel also it's like some pain here, like under my ribs on my right side.
Very good. So now you have that.
Mhm.
Okay.
Now I wish I could remember the trends, what comes up about, I mean, I know more the throat connected to the Sefirot, but we spoke about throat in, we had a recording about throat to clear. I'm trying to remember exactly what you said in that.
Well, I mean, it could be swell word that were swollen that he wanted to express that couldn't be expressed. Okay, so he wanted to defend himself, or he wanted to say something that was important for him, and he didn't have the space to express these words. They were not received, so he had to swallow them back. So while he swallowed them back, they are still stuck there. Okay, and so those words that are still stuck there, they are the words that he wanted to say to prevent the exclusion, to prevent the separation, to express that he had the right to also make his own choices in life. And he could not say as much. Perhaps he said something, but he probably couldn't say as much as he would have liked to, or if he did, they were not heard. So he had to swallow them back.
I
Because
actually
if
also
the
feel
word,
my ears.
then you
I
feel
feel
something.
my ears as well.
Okay. So it's about the words that you wanted to say and the words that you had to receive. Okay. So those two chakras are impacted. The ears chakras, okay, something that we always skip, that no one think about, is the ear chakras. What the ear chakras have recorded and what the throat chakra had to swallow back. Okay, but again, this is just like side information for you. Okay, you don't want to bring this necessarily in the picture now.
Okay.
Okay, you don't want to start. Remember, we are not in a psychotherapy here. Okay, so we don't want to jump on the information that we have to automatically translate. Oh, it means that. Okay. What you want to track really is the sensation. Great, you have a sensation, amazing. You put on the side everything else that you think of. Okay? Unless you think and you know that there will be a use at some point to use this information to allow actually the words to be spoken. Because then that can be therapeutic.
Well, like, so for the throat, okay. What I say, okay, now that we've located the throat and the rib on the right, and what I say, okay, let's
So
build
you
a
don't have
tool.
to say nothing at this point. What you want to do is decide which sensation you're going to focus on, because now you got two locations. Okay?
3.
Now he gave you also the
Yeah,
ears.
the ear. Yeah.
Okay, so what was the sensation here? Where is it located?
Throat, right rib, and ears.
Where in the rib?
It's like right under the last rib, like a
Okay,
little to the right.
okay,
Mhm.
okay. So
Something.
yes.
Because I'm feeling also the sensations in my body.
Mhm.
And about the sensation under the rib, I feel like a lack of, like, as I cannot breathe. Kind of, when you run and you have this,
Out of breath. To be out of breath.
yes, just
Okay.
like a feeling that I'm
Okay.
having.
So what you can do is that you might want to confirm like what you feel in your body, and you can say, tell me what this sensation under your rib make you feel. What sensation does it give you? Okay, tell us, Mordechai, what is sensation what is this sensation under your rib make you feel?
But just like the presence of pain, um, kind of a little bit moving around, but like in one area. It does feel fluid though.
It does feel fluid?
Yeah.
Okay. So what you want to get, the information that you want to get is the sensation. What sensation does it give you? It's not necessarily, okay, so we're gonna get there also, but you also want to see what is the feeling that it gives you.
Just some pressure.
Pressure, okay. So you will go more into this after Irene, okay? So what you gathering, you put it on the side, perhaps, you know, with a different color or in parentheses to know that this is not information that you gathered from the person. It's a sensation that it's your own feedback. Okay? So you make it very separated to make sure that you don't confuse the information after. So what you want to do, Devin, at this point, is that you want to know which of these three sensations you are going to address first. Okay? And in order to do that, you want to ask him which one of these three sensations is the most present in you, is like takes the most space.
The throat.
The throat. Okay, so you're gonna start with the throat.
Okay.
Okay.
But knowing what I know about the throat, is it too leading to ask, is there anything you, because I've asked him to imagine himself there, to hear the words he said, and to hear what he heard.
Yeah.
I asked if
You
something
could do that. You could do that if you were in psychotherapy.
No, but we've already done that. Hear what you said to your parents.
Yeah. That's okay. But then you know more about the throat, and you at this point, what you want to do really is that you want to give the minimum suggestion possible. Okay? Why? Because if you give suggestion at this moment, he's going to lose the connection with the sensation, and it's very easy to lose the connection with the sensation for people who start. Okay? Very quickly they can say, oh, I don't feel it anymore. So at this point, what you want is like really allow to nurture his ability to keep in touch with it and go deeper. So if you ask more questions that have that are susceptible to bring his imagination into the picture, you're going to lose the connection. So you can do that after, but right now you want to make sure that you don't lose the connection with the sensation. So what you do is that you want to bring his focus even more on the sensation. And what you say is that once you feel that the person really have it, you say, if this sensation in the throat had a shape or a color, what would it look like?
Feel free to answer, Mordecai.
What?
If this sensation in the throat had a shape or color, what would it look like?
See, like a ball, like blue, purple, and lines of black.
Size?
Lines, like snakes of black.
How big is the ball?
So you can help him by giving like, so you don't want his mind to work too much. So you facilitate the maximum. Like, would it be like a nut, like an orange, a watermelon, So you want him to go the minimum into his mind and into his imagination, so you make it like more ready for him to be able to answer.
Well, because he showed me, is this like a baseball? A tennis ball.
Very good.
And then could I ask, do you want to remove this ball?
No, not yet. So that's way too early.
Very excited.
Okay. So what the other question you can ask is that, is it moving or is it still?
But while we're talking, the sensation is like becomes lighter, like less condensed.
Yes. So it could be for two reasons. Either because you're losing the connection with it because you engage into a conversation, like a different process, a mental process, or it could be that sometimes it's enough that we acknowledge a sensation, and we acknowledge before that he couldn't say some things, we acknowledge so many things. So because you have been seen and heard, so it doesn't have any reason to be there anymore. You
I
understand?
also feel like it's moving up towards the mouth.
Yes. So just the process in itself is already operating the transmutation. So that's a very good example of, by giving him the space and asking a minimum of question, it's already operating the transmutation. Okay? Now, when we need to go further, it's for cases where that are a little bit more complex. Okay, but in his case, because the problem was not being heard and seen, so now that it's heard and seen, that's it. The problem is like in the process of being resolved on its own.
Mm-hmm.
And not just that, it's because we are all holding space for him. It's completely different to say to a friend, hey, you know, my parents, blah, 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 and the person is not holding space with full consciousness. It's a completely different situation. Now
Mm-hmm.
we are all holding space in consciousness. So these words have the space to actually be transmuted. Okay, so even as a friend, if you want to do that, you can, if you hold space in consciousness. Okay, so now another question you could ask, like, if it had a temperature, if this energy had a temperature, would it be more cold, more hot?
Pretty cool.
Pretty cool, okay. You can also ask, is it moving or is it still?
Moving.
Moving?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So sometime you can also find out that as you start speaking and transmitting, suddenly the thing goes to a completely different place in the body. And when it's like that, it's an indication that it's not something that is related necessarily to specific chakra. It's not, if it would have come now and go somewhere else, it would be an indication that it's not something related to the throat chakra.
It's moving within the throat chakra, like down
Yes.
and up.
If it's moving through the throat chakra, it means that it's because it wants to be transmuted and be expelled from the throat chakra. But in some cases, you can see like you feel like a headache, you know, somewhere. And then suddenly, as you start seeing it and talking about it, it goes into the leg. Okay? That's something else. We'll speak about this kind of case another time. Okay. So, the last question you can ask is that how does the sensation make you feel? And what you want to get at this point is an emotion.
Not being accepted, needing to explain myself. Sensation of like things are not in place.
Okay, so now we are done with the part of identification. Okay, we reach to a situation that requires healing now.
Mm-hmm. I threw a question into the chat because I didn't want to break Mordechai's thought.
Yes, what was it?
Because with anger, if we say, what are you angry at? Is that leading or suggestive? Because
No, What
What if
is okay?
what is okay? Don't, but like who would be a problem? Or
Yes, yes,
but what
yes.
if it's a who? Like
No,
do
but
you
then
think
he will say who? He will
it
answer
will
that.
still
When you
come
say
up?
what, he can say, I'm angry. What you're doing and to ask permission to the sun yourself. Okay?
No, Shal, but what if we, and this is something that we spoke about last week even, what if or when someone says, yes, I want to release the anger, and okay, we're gonna open this tube, but what if they're really not letting go? What if you get like a message, your guides are like,
Yeah, so that's the thing. It's the part of the healing that we are going to learn another time.
okay,
Now we are just doing a retrospective of the easiest protocol, which is at this point they are ready to actually let go, and they blow it into the tube. Okay, and you ask them to visualize. Okay, visualize your anger going through the tube.
visualize your anger going through the tube. As you breathe in, you breathe in the energy of the sun to fill where to fill in where the anger was.
No, 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 wait. Like you're mixing the steps. Now we are in the second part of the transmutation step, which is evacuation. You cannot do evacuation and breathe in light in the same time. Okay?
Mm.
So you finish the evacuation part, and it's going to be all more clear when you're going to review the level 1 this week. Okay? So you finish the evacuation, and when you feel you're done, let me know.
Can we call in the purple light to help release
And
it?
now, yes, and now we are done with transmutation. First you say, close the tube
Close the tube.
and thank the
Thank
sun
the
for the transmutation,
for
transmutation of this energy.
the transmutation of this energy.
Okay, and now we are going to
All the purple.
use the purple flame to transmute the leftovers of any low vibration energy that might be remaining in your field. Any traces, that might be remaining in your field from this anger.
I just had this sensation like the blue flame, like the violet flame could like kind of burn around this ball so it could go out, like if it's like stuck.
Yeah, so you say, bring the purple flame. We are going now. You don't tell them to bring. You say, we are together. We are going now to call the divine purple flame. This purple flame has a very special property, which is to transmute any low vibration energy in your field. And we are going to call it together. Visualize a purple flame coming from the divine plane. Visualize yourself. Visualize that your whole field is burning in the purple flame. And stay there until the flame turns white. Yes, we can call the divine healing, the golden divine healing, etc. Okay, so now we are doing it in accelerated mode because I wanted to guide you through the whole process until the end. Now, what happened is that it's very important that you check what happened with this sensation in the throat. Okay?
Okay.
You want to double check if it's gone or not. Okay, so how do you check?
Can I ask directly? Like, do you?
So it's better, instead of asking directly, it's better to ask the person to remember the same situation that you spoke about in the first place,
Mm.
and see what sensation are rising now.
Ooh, okay. So good. Mordechai,
I feel much more light over there, but I still feel something in my throat, but it's not as intense.
Okay, very good. So now you have done the accelerated process, which is that you haven't done any healing through talking. We only have done light work, right? We only have done light work, and we already see a big change. Now, it's possible that if you give yourself more intention, more, put your heart more, because now we were like just, explaining an exercise. It's possible that it could be completely gone, or it's possible that actually there is a healing that needs to be done. Okay? Which I suspect that it's the case. And the healing that needs to be done is a healing that involves forgiving.
forgiving.
Yes. So that's the part that I skipped today, because I wanted to take you through the process of the light work until the end, of each protocol until the end. So I skipped a part that require more skills, okay, of something that we haven't learned yet. But I wanted to finish the protocol until the end with what you already know. Okay, and I wanted to show you that with what you already know, you actually can come to an end of a process, okay? And just restart from there. You restart from there. Okay, so now what do you feel? You still feel something in the throat? Okay, what does it look like? You restart the whole thing. Because two options. Either the first thing is still the same thing and did not completely go because there is something else that needed to be done before that we didn't do yet. Or actually you're going to find out that it's a complete different thing. Mordechai, tune into the sensation in the throat, please, for us, that you still feel. If the sensation had a shape or color, what would it look like?
It's like a cylinder going from like the top of my throat to my ear.
Okay, so you see, this is something different.
Mm.
So the work with light work was enough. Okay, now we have something different. So when somebody is telling you, I still feel something, don't assume automatically that means it didn't work. Okay, you have to recheck. What do we have now? What does it look like now? If it's telling you it's still the ball, the purple ball with the black line, blah, 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 but smaller, we know that it's the same thing that need to be deepened. Okay, you need to go there. Okay, so let's now do a healing and then we're going to start and call for forgiveness or for this or for that. Okay, there are many other things that we can do, or we can deepen the process with more intense light work, because now we didn't do intense, we did like, okay? But now you can see that he's described you a different shape. So it's a different imprint.
Mm.
It's something different. That goes back to a different original memory.
And okay.
Okay, because
That's a
the memory
different
of this situation that he described now,
thing.
if you ask the first time ever this imprint appeared in his field, you're going to find out that this is not the first time that he's experiencing this situation. It's probably something that comes from a past life. But we don't need to go there. We just need to know that the person is ready to let go of this imprint, to bring the light work, because with light work, you actually don't need to know how to heal everything. Okay? So as long as you don't know how to heal in many other ways, just use light work. Okay? So for now, I want you to deepen this process. So you have a lot of work to do this week, and I hope you have the time to do it, because you have the possibility and the opportunity to really deepen again level 1. And then any case that you're going to take this week, I want you to do this process that we have done now, which is identification, as we have explained, and go until the end of the each protocol. Don't forget to always go back to the sensation. What does it look like now? And you don't say, what does it look like now? Because by saying now, you imply that now it should be different.
Mm.
Okay? So if it's like, like between each other or a student, it doesn't matter. But if it's someone that comes to see you for the first time and is suggestible, then he can conclude that it needs to be something different.
Mm. We're gonna then
Yes,
call
and don't forget that you have also 2 other spots that you did not check, which
right.
are the ribs. You understand?
Yeah.
Okay,
And the
so
ears.
I would like you, Devin, to keep going until the end with the process with Mordechai.
Okay.
Okay, until it's done completely, so you can give us feedback next week. Okay, Devin, you did very well. Very, very well. Thank you for volunteering for this first time.
You're
Kol
welcome.
hakavod, very well done. And Mordechai, thank you for being brave to and give us the opportunity to work on you. It was really nice of you.